Just as you know, my name is Jonathan or Jeevan, whichever comes easier for you. Joe is also fine. AJ. Um, Today we're looking at just sharing a little bit of knowledge on how you as trainers can use AI to superpower your tasks. That's the aim. So before we start, I told you what we're going to go back with, but you're going to have superpowers, basically, when you leave this room. Exactly. But what's your expectation? What did you come with? What did you expect when you came in, or when this thing was planned? What was your expectation? If you can scan that QR code, yeah. Oh, you guys can just use the regular camera. It's fine, actually. Yeah. Yeah. If you need to move a little bit, I'm trying to see if I can make this. So good. Y'all are writing your names, but the more important one is your expectation. Oh. Yeah. Okay, let's keep this one down here. This yellow one down here. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's just one liner. It's come where? Yeah, submit another response. Scan again and submit another response. It's fine. It's fine. Ah, you sound very good. Very good. Can. No problem. Very good. Very good. I love that. I've That's all. That's all. Sudah. Bagus. Sudah. Sudah tekan. Sudah. So, so faster work. What does faster work mean? What does faster work mean? Ah, okay. Making presentation easy and professional. Learn. Masuk? How to use AI? Okay, fine. Bagus. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Where would you say you are in your terms of AI knowledge? 4, 5, 4, 2, 4. Mhm. Terror is very good, huh? If you say terror in using, excellent. 4, huh? That's a number 8 already. No, if you say you can use ChatGPT to do what you want, that's already number 8 already. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So That's my second question. How many users you have on a paid version of ChatGPT or any other paid? To pay, ah? Okay. So I think it's quite generic what we're looking for, but I want to just start off with a scenario, give you a scenario to think about. Your inbox on a busy Monday morning. Everybody is an independent contractor, so you don't have bosses to report to. That's good. Oh, we accept. Okay. True. And in some way, everybody's got a boss, right? Somewhere. So your 5 messages waiting for you, and these are the 5 messages. Ah. So my question for you here is, you've got this 5. My question is this: which email would you respond to first? You're still going to scan the thing again, and you're going to have these 5 options on your phone. And then which one would you respond to? It's okay, well, just scan it and then it'll be on your phone. Scan the QR code, the 5 options will be. And if you have to move to come forward and scan, it's fine. That's a good option. Yeah. In your phone you can pinch and zoom and make it bigger. That one you cannot you cannot pinch the slide, you can only pinch your phone. Exactly. So yeah. Submit. Together. No. Yeah. I think there's no tea break, but we're ending with lunch, lah. Uh, so I'm trying to see which one got selected the most. But when working with technology, you have to always prepare for the worst, lah, kan? So I know it's not showing there, but it's showing here on mine. Can you resend the feedback form link? That's got 71%. Why? Easiest. 28 28% said we need will respond to the one-page summary report of last month's workshop. Who, by end of the day one, who was that? Why? Uh-huh. There you go. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not showing. But I think the purpose we are here, that's the reason why I wanted to show you that, give you an option between five, right? And you chose one. But Mazen, I'm a little surprised. With ChatGPT, we can actually reply all five in a few seconds, in a couple of seconds. With using the power of AI, I shouldn't really say ChatGPT because it's like selling one plus product. And using the power of AI, we can actually respond to all five of that in a minute. So we don't have to choose. I mean, I said easy. The one asking for the link should be easy, but for some people that's not easy also because now I got to go and find the link first and then share, right? So I got some sample AI responses. I took all five, and this is what I did. I just took all five, put it into ChatGPT, and said respond to this for me. I just took all five together. Okay, and these were the responses. First email, can you create a session on our new CRM system? Suggested response. I'm going to keep saying this. Suggested response from AI. Thanks for the heads up. I'd be happy to design a tailored induction session on the new CRM system. It's a 2-paragraph reply. Okay. The point I'm trying to make, the question I'm trying to ask you is, if you were to sit and do this, how long would it have taken you to get a response of this level? This is 5 responses in 30 seconds. The second question you need to ask yourself is, and a response like this, is it suitable for this email request? You have to check, right? How? I mean, for me, I'll take that. How do you make this more human? Uh-huh. Right. ChatGPT of AI. Yes. It doesn't send for me. That is the one you're referring to is advanced. So the 3 levels of AI that currently are in play, the one that everybody knows, ChatGPT. This is all chat AI. There's also custom built AI where you can build custom. I'll show you that in a bit. The third level, which is gaining more traction today, is agentification of AI. So agentification, you're making an AI agent. So with this one, it can help you reply. Yes. You will be the one in control. You will not giving insight, but that is a different level of training, Let's go back to the start. Okay. So this is one. Second email was summary report for boss. Thanks for the reminder. I'll compile a concise one page. I'll also include 2 to 3 evidence-based recommendations. Now the point is, it's not that we cannot do this. We can. But when we see the email, we'll be like, oh, okay, and everything. I'll come back to this later. That's what we normally do. We'll come back to this later. And then when we come to the EOD, end of day, we are like, oh, damn, I haven't got this done yet. Right? And then we end up In my case, staying back in the office, your case, staying back over later time to do it. Third, somebody said the workshop training felt a bit rushed. This one is quite relevant to your life. You get feedback on your trainings all the time, right? So, when I was preparing this, I was thinking this response is something that you probably are very familiar with as well. You probably respond like this. Correct. That's the art and science of prompting, which we will come to in a short while. We will come to that, the art and science of prompting. How do you prompt effectively? There you go. Already. Feedback form. Okay, this is the one that 78% of you said you will respond to first. And see, it's also short. It's fast, it's quick. So in your case, you would have probably replied even shorter. You would have just had, of course, thanks. Here's the link. Done. You wouldn't have added something a bit more. Right? You wouldn't have. And the beauty of this is, if you get this response from your AI and you think that it is overly kind and overly friendly, just tell the fella, hey, cut it, make it short. Okay. Or you use this and you rewrite this. Because you see, the problem sometimes with this writing of it's a matter of starting it. We sit there with the brain block. What to start writing. But when you got the suggestion, it's then you can modify this very quickly. Yeah, I think there's one last one. We're exploring AI and L&D. Any thoughts for strategy? So this one, if a real situation, will take you a long time because now you have to think first. Somebody asking thoughts for strategy, right? So again, you've got a perfect draft. I think there's some L&D people here, ex L&D investors. Would this be something that is accurate for the situation? So guys, the question is: we're exploring AI and L&D. Any thoughts for strategy? Right. So basically, AI today is like a personal assistant to you. Right? I mean, we're all doing work, whether employed or self-employed, you're all doing some work. Has there been a day when you've woken up and thought that, how nice if I had an assistant? Just a person assistant to handle your schedule, to handle replying emails for you, to create your training plans. Yeah, AI is that. But before we get to how to use it, we need to know what is it. So if I just throw this question out here, ask you, just don't quote textbook, from your own, what is AI? Very good answer. That's the definition of the acronym AI. It also stands for Anwar Ibrahim. API. Personal assistant, yeah. Right. But now you're already starting here. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Correct. Excellent. Yeah. So that's my second expectation for you today. First, you go out here with superpower. You are AI superpowered. Second, you walk out here with a clear understanding of what AI is. Because you need to know that it's not a magic button that can do everything. It can't do everything. But when you know what it is and what it can do and its limitations, then you can maximize that. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. First, look at what is generative AI. Because when I even ask you the question, what is AI? AI is huge. AI has been around since the 1960s. What we are now, the whole world, not just we are, is excited about, is a small part of AI called generative AI. AI is big. It covers things like machine learning, computer vision, natural language processing, different types of algorithms, etc. And AI has been around for a long time. But previously, if you wanted to AI to do something for you, you would have to know some programming language. You'd have to talk to the computer in a computer language. All that changed in November 22 when OpenAI launched ChatGPT because then it made us interact with AI in our language. It was just like you chatting with a friend. That's what made it blow up. So we need to find out what is AI before we can know what it can do for us. Then we're going to spend some time looking at prompting. This is the lifeblood of AI. This is where it's the whole garbage in, garbage out situation. Cost. Prompting. Yes. 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 You want to master this. Oh, yes. You prompt wrongly, you're going to end up wasting time. Correct. Exactly. You end up wasting time correcting that. Okay. So prompting is a two-header thing. The skill of prompting means you must also be skilled at validating the output. Okay, so we'll get to that. And then we'll go into the learning design workflow. How do you use it to create your workflow for training? And then we'll look at some real life use cases. This is when we're going to try out some stuff as well. So maybe make a training plan, maybe create some assets that you can use in training, like the video, image, etc. Okay. So there are basically two software that we will use today. One is an AI LLM, large language model app, which could be ChatGPT or Gemini, whichever you're comfortable with. DeepSeek. Is us a DeepSeek. A second one will be a video maker. I'll show you that video maker. Free, but you know what they say, like, when something is free, we become the product, right? So with the free one, there are some, of course, limitations, but I'll show you that, right? And then finally, what you can do on your own as your roadmap as a trainer to move forward. All right. So what is generative AI? It can be many things for you. It can be a content creator, because when it comes to idea generation, there's nobody like this. Yeah, I did a session like this once for kindergarten teachers. I asked them whether they know or they remember stories like Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood, etc. They, of course, know because they are more in touch with it than us. And I asked them, can you create a fairy tale like that? How long would it take you? So imagine if I throw it to you now. Can you create a fairy tale? How long would it take you? A long time. The la- and they live happily ever after. But that's it. But the teachers, yeah, same thing. Like I said, how do you? Nobody's even thought of it. How do you create a fairy tale? But you just give a few lines of prompt to the AI, and within 5 seconds, it's got a perfect fairy tale. And you can even tweak it to say, I want this fairy tale to have this moral values. I want this to have this lesson in there. And you will tweak it in such a way. Okay. Okay. Pattern learner. This is important because it can identify patterns in huge documents. way, way faster than you and I can. I've done this experiment, try to get big documents and just give the filler. So my most recent one was this. I found an old Apollo flight plan report, 716-page PDF, which I know nothing about. His flight plan, Apollo space flight plan. Just gave it to him. So I use the word him. Sometimes I'll say her, sometimes him. Yeah. I'll just alternate. Um, and then within 2 seconds, he's already read the 715-page document. He's already read it. Because my prompt is read, understand, and don't reply. Don't reply. Because I want time for myself to think what I want to ask you. Right? Then it says, okay, tell me what to do next. Then I say, okay, what is this about? This first question, what is this about? Hey, give me a summary. What is this? Is the flight plan? Then I can go into such detailed questions like, who were the people on this flight? What did they eat? How much fuel did this flight carry? Just from that, imagine I would sit down and read and go through. Of course, PDF, so you can use Control F. Bole. But yeah, so it's a pattern learner. It identifies patterns quickly. So if you've got two documents, even two documents you upload, and this is something that I do very often because we do revised version of curriculums, etc. So I just put two documents inside and say, okay, just see what the differences is. Let me know what are the differences. So first time, you'll just let me know what the difference is. Then you ask me, so what do you want me to do next? Do you want me to merge it into one? Okay, go ahead. It will ask, it will prompt us certain points. Training accelerator. This is for you or this is Gimpak. Yes, question. It's like this. You have to think of this thing as a human personal assistant. Anything that you think you can ask your assistant to do, you can ask him to do. And more, because this is assistant won't complain. This assistant won't complain, won't whine about it, won't get tired. Yeah, there are some situations where I've made it work overnight. Giving the whole bunch of documents and I said, okay, you work on this. It will tell me you need about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, so if you do that, I go and sleep first. Morning, yeah. It will- So it depends on a lot of things. It depends on a lot of things because what I use for that is I use a custom GPT. And I'll explain custom GPT in a bit. Yeah? Custom GPT, customized GPT. Uh, sure. Do you want these slides? I can. No worries. I will give you the slides. And since the meeting has been recorded there, I have a AI note taker also taking notes. So you'll get AI powered notes as well. Yeah. I'll give you the slides. No worries. No, I mean, I made this slide for you guys. So, okay. So training accelerator is something I thought would excite you because what slows you down or what's your biggest pain point when it comes to designing, developing, and implementing a training? Sorry? The deck. The training deck. Okay. Run sheet. The designing the training. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yes. Oh, perfect. Whatever your pain point, don't forget it. Keep it. We will come back to it. You will do it later. We'll do it later. All right. And this personalization engine. This one I want to just say, start off with a warning here. Don't share your chat GPT with anybody. I don't share with very close people also. Don't share. Because it is learning from you. Every time you prompt, it responds, you say, okay, good response, you conversation, right? It's a personal thing to you. So when you share with somebody, now it's going to get a split personality. You know, the schizophrenia. We don't want a multiple personality AI here. Exactly. Exactly. Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. It has learned you. It has gotten to know you better. Were you asking the questions, the personal questions in the same chat, or did you create a new chat? That's the problem. That's a mistake. That's not a problem. That's a mistake. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Whenever you're right, when so adding on to that, whenever you are going into a particular area, like for example, when I was thinking, because the regular AI LD that I do is for high school, university, higher education teachers, right? The audience there are students. Could be adult learners, but still student mindset. The audience that you have are not student mindset. These are adult learners. So the different pedagogy is just more, yours is more of andragogy, adult learners, right? Their motivation is different, etc. So I had to modify, I had to choose this. So I went into this chat, I started this, I said this. Until the end, I'm in that chat. But at the same time, I'm also doing some work on AI strategy for the university. That's a different chat. I don't mix this. You can even put that into folders now called project. History, yes. So you must go back to the same chat again. Yeah. And then you get the optimized responses because in that chat, it is only focusing on that conversation. But if you add in a different conversation now, say, hey, my cousin getting married, what can now the flow's like, what are you okay? Yeah. So we keep that. But between chats, you can jump as many times. I can leave one chat, come back to it 6 months later, and continue the conversation as if it just happened 2 minutes ago. That's the power of its memory. Okay. So we must make sure that you use that separate chat. Okay. Now this is interesting. How does it work? How does generative AI work? It starts with a prompt in the form of a text or image or whatever. We all know that. We all prompt in stuff. Okay, fine. But this is what happens to the back end. A whole bunch of computational algorithms is working in the back end at fractional speeds to create responses for you. When I say a whole bunch, I really mean a whole bunch. It's very small now. So later when I give you the slide, don't even bother trying to read. When I give you the slides later, you can have a look. This is just 15 out of about 62 different algorithms that work in the back end. Some simple ones are things like artificial neural network. Then you've got computer vision, because when you upload an image for it, it needs to feed. Then you've got things like linear progression. You've got things like Newton-based. So many different algorithms which we don't even know. The beautiful part is we don't need to know. Do you need to know? My favorite analogy is this. Do you need to know how a knife is made? Do you need to know what material goes into making a knife? What you need to know is know how to use it to cut, right? That's all. So what you need to know is know how to use it. We don't need to know how it's made. But you need to know that it's made with a lot of technology at the back. Okay? And it then generates data. But although it's made with a lot of technology at the back, here's the clincher. If you strip away everything, all the things, the hype and the hoopla about AI, in the end, it is a very expensively assembled fill in the blank tool. Fill in the blank tool. I'll show you. You're going to help me to fill in the blanks here. Lamb or little lamb? Sure. August. This answer immediately showed everybody's age, lah. Okay. When I do this with students, they're like, don't cry, baby, don't cry. One more. Very good. Now, how did you get these answers? How did you know the actual? Okay, let's go with the second. How did you know this? How did you? Yes, you could fill in the blank based on your memory, your knowledge, your experiences, right? Basically, the things that trained you to be who you are today is your memory, your experiences, and your knowledge. That's what trained you. And when you see things like this, you can fill it with what you think would be the most appropriate answer. When I do this with my students, because the university has got about 50% foreign student population, I add one more line here, Negaraku, and then a few dashes there. The locals can answer, the foreigners they're stuck. Why? Because they don't have that contextual clues to fill in that blank. So at its basic, generative AI is trained on billions of amounts of data, so that when you put in a prompt, it is now using all those algorithms to try and think this must be the most accurate response. It's filling in the blank. That's all it's doing. There is no real intelligent thought process like human. It is not. It is just filling in the blank. It is because it's got so much of data. Imagine our alphabet got 26 letters, right? You put 100 sets of the alphabet. So you got how many? 262,600 letters in a bowl. And you mix it up and you want to take out my name, Joe, J-O. Would be quite easy, right? Because there's so much of that alphabet in there. So many J's there, so many O's. The very high chance of you taking out correctly. That's basically what it is. It's trained on so much of data that you can fill in this blank. And it's not, and it's constantly being trained by us. We are constantly training it still. Every time we use it. So that's how it works. What we saw earlier was the technical explanation of it, algorithms, blah, blah, blah. This is the more lay person. This is how it's just fill in the blank too. Hey, semua kenal kawan-kawan lama ni? Everybody knows all these old friends, huh? So that one's missing from here lah. ChatGPT is missing from this list again. Yeah? So how many have used Perplexity? Okay, bagus. Looks like very perplexing. Gemini? You have? Okay, very good. Copilot? Oh yeah, Copilot is not in PowerPoint. Why? What's the good for? Why is it useless? Okay, good point. This is recording, so we'll take it off the line later. Grok, anyone use Grok? Grok is the latest brother and sister in the family. It's from X, formerly known as Twitter. Twitter X. Now X has introduced Grok. Elon Musk, Grok. Grok is actually the name of a character in an old science fiction movie. Claude, anyone use Claude? You have? No? You tried? Okay. DeepSeek? He's the ambassador for DeepSeek right here. Okay. All right. These are known as LLMs, large language models. Why are they called large language models? Because they are trained on large amounts of data, which is linguistic. The most common are the 8 world languages like English, French, Hindi, German. So you got issues with people in places like Africa. They say, hey, there's no, I can try in Swahili, but the response is not so good. Why? Because when you try in Swahili, what's happening now is it is first translating that to English, then responding, and then translating it back to Swahili. So lost in translation a bit happens there. Yeah. But the good news is there are a lot of people around the world working on improving large language models for other languages as well. But again, we're just giving a background a bit. This one, everybody can know, the big brother. The most popular of the lot. The most popular of the lot, why? Anyone knows why? Is it the best? It's a pioneer. It's a pioneer, is one. And not just pioneer as in the first, they keep pioneering new things for for five, this for research, for this, etc. Okay. Now, also the other reason why it became popular is because of this custom GPTs. Custom GPTs are this. I cannot talk to you about it. I have to show you. So let me show you. Yeah. So I'm going to just put out my. Okay. So in ChatGPT, if you have the paid, sorry, let's put disclaimer. Only if you have the paid version. Kalau tak ada paid version, you got 2 options. Just can see other people doing. Or second option, start paying. Yes, please. Oh, I agree with that. I totally agree. So as I think after 2.5 years of training people on this, my message is very simple. If you're a professional and you want to use this to help you in your professional life, bloody hell pay for it. Yeah, correct. I have a colleague in the office who keeps claiming that he's got no money. So what he does is he subscribes for 1 month, then 1 month don't subscribe. It's fine. Stop. Yes, sir. I don't, but I'll just answer that question because it's a very valid question. Because all the ones that you saw just now, Grok, Claude, everything has got a free and paid version. So the question people have, which one do I pay for? Right? It depends on what you want and what you need. Sometimes when I do the sessions in school in very rural areas, I know it's painful for them to pay up to 100 ringgit a month for ChatGPT. I'll advise them to pay for Gemini. Because for Gemini, you pay the same 100 ringgit, but you don't just get an AI. You get 2 terabyte of Google Drive storage. You get access to Google Classroom, full suite. You get access to full Google Workspace for the same 100 ringgit. So it's more berbalo, right? So it depends on who you are. If I do the same session in a very urban area and people, I said, look, maybe you just need to cut down on Starbucks, lah. Every day you want to have one Starbucks, cut down on that, you can afford this. Huh? Sorry, yes. DeepSeek was what I was just going to mention next, because if you're really conscious about cost, and you really the Gmail, Gemini also you don't want, because are you enough of your Gmail, you enough of storage, you don't want all that bells and whistles. DeepSeek is a good alternative because DeepSeek is totally free. And DeepSeek's free capability is on par with ChatGPT's paid, slightly lower than paid version. Yeah. DeepSeek, yeah. DeepSeek don't have a paid version yet. Totally free. Okay, so I don't lie. Money is a sensitive issue. Different people, different. But if you really think money is a serious thing, start with deep think. Ecosystem. You're going to use it. Exactly. So this is an individual decision that you'd have to make. Mhm. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to a very personalized decision. I've known people who tried different tools for 6 months before making a decision which one to go for. Right? It's like a car. You've got your own preferences, what it can do for you, etc. I use ChatGPT. I use Gemini. I yeah. I use pretty much. Sorry. Okay. That's a very good question. Um, for counter checking and balance. So I get ChatGPT to output something for me. I'll take it and put it into Gemini and say, hey, what do you think? You actually get good balance because I'm not depending on them to do my work. I'm depending on them to help me do my work. So it's like you got two shops, right? And both are fighting for price war. You benefit more. So let them debate which is a better. Initially, now not so much. Some people tell me also things like different tools like Claude is better for coding. Claude is really better for coding. Yeah. But that is a false premise because all these fellas are constantly upgrading. So maybe last week you were better for coding, but now this week ChatGPT caught up with coding. So that one is a constantly changing thing. So I wouldn't. For me, ultimately, it comes down to individual preference. What works for you? Be like the guy who tried the 6 different ones and then decided that okay, I want this one. And they all do the same thing. Right. Yep. So those are what you're asking is task specific AI. The ones that we are looking at here are LLMs. These are large language models, Gemini, ChatGPT. These are so there are task specific AIs. Like if you want to make PowerPoints, Dectopus, Gamma, those guys are good. If you want somebody to take minutes for your meeting, Otter AI, Read AI, these are good for that. So those are more task. What those tools do is they build user interfaces for certain tasks on the back end of some of these tools. No, no. Oh, oh, POE. But 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 I feel it's a bit diluted because what platforms like Poe do they we call them aggregators. So they build one platform and then they use APIs to link to all these other platforms and then they do that. But remember what I said about don't share? So when aggregators you know that something is being shared somewhere because you're not directly accessing ChatGPT. You're accessing ChatGPT through Poe. Somebody else is accessing ChatGPT through Poe. So it could be diluted down the line. But cheaper lah. Maybe it's inside. I want to show you all custom GPT. Maybe it's inside. Maybe it's inside. Let me show you why some people feel uh, as professionals ChatGPT is still the benchmark. Is because of this level of customization and how we have apps for our phone. GPTs, they call them custom GPTs. People have made them and are selling them. So if you have a paid version, right, you go down here to this option where it says Explore GPTs, right? And if you click on that, it's going to open up all these different GPTs for writing, productivity, research, education, blah, blah, blah. So you can actually search. Okay, let's say I want to search for gamma. Ada tak? Gamma ada? Gamma is very popular. So gamma is here. This is the gamma for the presentation one. Okay. So you can actually look at it. Right? There's so many that people have created. No. Free. Once you paid for a subscription, once it's paid, it's like you get a Samsung phone, you immediately can access Samsung's Play Store with all the apps, right? Like that. So this is like an app ecosystem. So I'll show you an example. If I want to search in your case, right? You said your pain point was creating a training deck. Okay. So, okay, training outline. Yep. Yes, I just put training outline here, and it's going to find for me so many custom GPTs, or even got sermon assistant now for pastors. Okay. No. So far, the only two LLMs that have customization like this are ChatGPT and most recently Google Gemini has. But again, also the paid version only. But let me show you how it works. So basically, what you're doing with this is, I said earlier, ChatGPT is your personal assistant. Yep. Now you are not only having one personal assistant, but you are having a few personal assistants who specialize in something. Imagine you've got a fleet of maids at home. One just does the sweeping and keeping the house clean. One just does your breakfast. One just does lunch. One pick up laundry. Okay, so that's what's happening. So like here, I have some of this here. This one I use for research. It's a research-based one. This one is for me to help in writing research. This is the writing learning outcomes. This one, because I do a lot of reviewing papers that people send in for conferences, so I created a conference abstract reviewer. So when a paper comes in, I put the paper here. It gives me a detailed report. I hold on to it for 2 days, and then I send it back to the conference saying, "Hey, this takes time, very time consuming, man." Don't tell the bosses stuff like this. Plus. So that's $20. Yeah. Pro, don't fill up tekan pro. Oh, bro. Pro is 200 US a month. I also don't have the answer. I don't know what. I think OpenAI just made a typo mistake, and then they said, "Okay, let's just leave it at that and see." 200 USD a month. So, but the 200 one came in much later, very recently. It's pretty much the same. In fact, when they first came out, they said, "Oh, the $200 can do this." But whatever they said then, they're now making it available in the $20 as well, like the deep research, the thinking thing, and all that. I've yet to meet somebody who is paying the 200 for me to ask them to compare. Hmm. Hmm. All these are the different. All these are the different type of models. So if you go back to here, all these are the different models within the large language model, specialized for different things. So, for example, GPT 4.5 is good for writing and exploring ideas. So maybe you just have a prompt, and then it will start asking you questions to trigger you to. Mhm. So if you want to use, let's say you want to use 4.5, then you select it, then up there will change 4.5, and then you start. So now this particular chat that you're doing is going to be based on 4.5. So if you want to change it to 3, yeah. Correct. Yeah. So unless you go like specific, like sometimes when we are trying to flesh out research papers, then we use things like deep research and 4.5. When I use 4.5 and deep research, what it does is I will give it a prompt. Hey, what is the, for example, um, rate of AI adoption in schools in Malaysia? That I want to do research on that. So starting out, it will then, before giving me any answer, it'll ask me a question. Can you please specify a bit more what you want? It'll ask you four or five questions, and you have to answer those questions. Then it will take about 30 minutes, and it will show you how it's researching it. It's doing all the reading that you're supposed to do. It will go and read everywhere and then say, I'm thinking about this. Maybe I should read this. You can see the thought process as well. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah. So for writing and exploring, yeah, for writing is good. Ah. Most people do that, yeah. But let me just show you this one. This one is really good. Okay. Explore GPTs. So here you can create your own custom GPT. No way. No way. You can actually create your own custom GPT by create here. Like I show you the one that I created, the conference abstract reviewer. I created this because I was doing a review for this PCF 11 conference. So now, instead of, if you look at the top here, right, instead of ChatGPT 4.0 as the model, when I select this, it is now using this as my model for this. So I just need to upload the paper here, and then it will do the job. How do you? So I can actually edit it. I'll show you how it looks like in the background when I build that. So this custom GPT. So my custom GPT at the background looks like this. This is how I build it. I need to give it instructions. You're an expert conference abstract reviewer. I give it all the information it needs. And then I also give it knowledge. I've given it the instructions for reviewing. What are the instructions for reviewing? So you build your own custom GPT to do different things. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. And and let's say you need to create, right? So you create here, you need to go to the section where it says create configure, right? And it does what you want to do. Yeah. Now I'll show you the shortcut to that also. No issue. Small with GPT in your pocket, Chat GPT, the whole world actually is yeah. So I want to just go back. Okay. What's that? This thing has been around since 1960s. The idea of this. Hmm. Alan Alan Turing. No, this is Sam Altman. Alan Turing is the older guy. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm gonna ask one of you to tell me. Let's say you had to create a custom GPT for yourself, something that will help you in your daily task. What would it be? What one thing that you think that it's repetitive that you get custom GPT will help you? Hmm. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just here. Yeah. Okay, so if you look at what I'm doing here, right? I'm telling it, act as an expert training consultant. This is important for prompting because in prompting, you want to always give the AI a persona. Very important. The reason why it's important is because AI is a tool that knows everything about everything. It knows about baking, it knows about repairing cars, it knows about painting, building buildings, it knows about training, it knows everything about everything. So when I want it for this particular task, I want to narrow down its knowledge and say, look, forget baking and carpentry, act as an expert trainer or consultant right now. Okay? And now I'm telling you, I want to create a custom GPT for this purpose to create training flow whenever I need to start planning a training. Okay? Create the configuration information. So remember earlier I showed you to create the custom GPT, you need to put in all the configuration details. You should you know to think about that also. That is what I was thinking. Ah. So now he's going to give me, okay. Oh, the other thing you get when you get the paid version is he calls you by name. La. Yeah. So it's given me all this custom GPT configuration, name, training flow, description, instructions for the GPT, behavioral guideline, etc. All this is there. Sample user instructions. Ilya. Sorry? The configuration information to create the custom GPT. I just know that I want to create a custom GPT. They can help me with this stuff. I'm asked to sit and think about all the configuration. So I just had to do the thinking and give me this. Yeah. So now it says, if you like, I can assist you in creating this as a custom GPT using the. Okay. Can. 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 So we'll come back to this one in a bit, this custom GPT, because I want to just, there are a few other quite important stuff that we need to see. So these are all our custom GPTs. So this is important. Prompting. Prompting is very important. Prompting is the lifeblood of AI. Okay. So what is important with prompting is this. You must always remember that you're having a conversation. No need to start thinking of speaking in the Queen's English, typing in the Queen. No need. Just type. Wrong spelling also is okay. It can figure out. But if you continuously do wrong spelling, remember it's learning from you. So it it might think that this is the spelling that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so prompting a few important things are, like I said, number one, the context. The persona is very important. Then be specific. Define your audience and tell what you want. Just tell what you want. I want to create a training program for who's your kindergarten teachers. Hmm. Okay, come. Tell me we're gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go and okay. Okay juga. Yeah, this is absolutely. I've just now this is something that's debated often in the field. Do you need to be polite to this guy now? Do you need to be polite to this guy now? The only reason you want to be polite to him is because he's learning from you. Not because you're scared you're gonna take over the world and then remember you, but only that reason lah. Yeah. So even now, what I'm doing is I started with something, but I'm going to move on to Pizza's issue here, right? So I'm just saying, hold on to this, and we'll come back shortly because I want to go and create a new chat, right? So it knows I don't need this to open. Okay. Now, remember, we have to start with the persona. Yeah. Act, not I. You are telling it that it is. So you are. Remember, you're not creating your persona. You are creating a persona for this guy. So you're going to tell. I always like to start out. So if I'm asking you for training plan or anything, so I'm going to say act as an experience or experienced and expert. Yeah. Boleh? Training consultant lah. Okay. Okay. Done. Now persona done. Next step. I want to tell him what I want. Okay. So I want want to want to create a training program. No, hang on, guys. Hold on, don't worry. You step by step. So you just say, I want to create a training program to train whom? To train whom? To train whom? To train would future. Okay. What you want in as many details as you need. But I would suggest at this point, don't ask for a lot of things yet. Just tell what you need first. I'm writing a creative program, training program. This is my audience. Tell them a little bit more about, tell it a little bit more about the program, etc. Because once it knows that, after that you want to create training flow, training plan, slide deck, anything also can. Can. Hmm. Okay, so on a subject of critical thinking. Okay. It won't. It won't. It won't. Yeah. Because you are different. You can try it now if you want. You sit down here. You sit down. All of you got ChatGPT open. No, it's okay. Fine. That's another paid version. You just try this. You try this prompt. Simple prompt. Create an image. Just the image first. Just the image. All use the same prompt. Create an image of butterflies in front of Kuala Lumpur skyline. Everybody put the same prompt. ChatGPT. That's one reason. That's one reason because you cannot tutor. No, this is just create an image of butterflies in front of the KL skyline. Create an image of butterflies in front of KL skyline. Everybody same, huh? Everybody same. Create an image of. Make sure everybody same. This is, yeah. In front of KL skyline. Got it? Everybody same? Now hit enter. Anything? Oh, you need to log in. You must log in. But just log in with Gmail is fine. Just log in with Gmail is fine. Mm-hmm. Lovely. AI generated text or reviewing a document of 7 pages. So what is the understanding when okay. Okay, good question. I'll come back then. I'll come back. I'll good with this. You'll get the image, no, not this one. The image. Did you get the image of butterflies? It's still going. Okay. Okay. Now, man, you'll get the image in due time, I think. Now, can I see? How does it look like? No? No? Use my phone. Ada berbezaan. What is the berbezaan? That's butterfly. At least you got the KL skyline correctly, lah. Guys, I can assure you it will never be the same. Number one, you said you got half the answer correct because it knows you. But butterflies has nothing to do with you. Right? Right. So why is it different? Because what's the name of the tool? ChatGPT is the brand. What's the name of this tool? What's the name of this technology? Generative AI. It is generating. Every time you ask it something, it is generating. You can put the same prompt again and you'll get something different. Big butterfly, a big building. Yeah. So, when we do this training for people, we start out with a caveat. We are not responsible if you have marital problems after this. If you don't spend time with your spouse. Okay? Okay, so Fiza, your program title is Rabagi, target audience. You can tweak this if you think this is not right. Program duration, because we didn't say all this. We should be saying all this. It's now suggesting on its own. Okay? Program objectives. Does this work for you? Or do you have the objectives? Do you have the objectives or do you asking for objectives? Yeah. Okay, structure. Module 1, module 2. Yeah. Okay, now it's got all this, right? Now let's ask any question that you want. Anything that you want to ask, you want to do for what is the next step that you do in your actual work? So don't worry about what it's asking you. Huh? In your regular work, when you are creating a training program, you first get an outline like this. What's the next thing that you do? Through stack. Okay. So it's got, these are the modules it suggested, right? Module 1, module 2. Yes, I'm going to say now, go into go into detail on module 1. Okay. Foundations of critical thinking. One day can be wrapped to 2 half-day sessions. This is the learning objectives for this. What is critical thinking? Content, method. Okay. Very good. Very good. Because, guys, remember this. You are not mastering this so that you can set GPT to work and you go to Bahamas for holiday. That's not the plan. Eventually we will get there. Eventually we will get there. But see, we need to. We are now using this as a sounding board for brainstorming, for validating, so on. But so validation is important. So when I do this, as I'm not professional trainer like you guys, I need to validate this. I cannot just pakai this without validating. Huh? Well, remember our minister a couple of months back, right? Had the little problem. Something came out in the statement, the paper, and then it went back to the minister, and then she said, "No, normally my team will write these statements, but this time they were pressed for time, so they used ChatGPT." Cannot lah. Just one word sorry would have been enough. You try to boring someone and then you end up blaming ChatGPT, you make yourself look someone like a fool. So you cannot. Ultimately, you are responsible for this. Okay. Okay. Now we can address this. Legality of. Mm-hmm. Right. I think everybody here is old enough to remember the initial days of the internet. Correct? Yeah. When the internet first came, there were some gray areas in terms of legalities of contracts. If a deadline is 5 p.m. Malaysian, and I sent a contract through email to somebody in Sweden, and it's not 5 p.m. there, but it's already past 5 p.m. here, is this contract still valid? Those were the gray areas we struggled with in the early days of the internet. Eventually, those things found its place. Today, these are the same struggles we're facing in the early days of AI. There are a lot of gray areas. In terms of legality, if somebody you created a picture of the butterfly in front of KL, who owns this picture? Sorry? There's no guy took the picture. That picture was generated. This picture. Who owns this now? Who owns the picture? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, here I need to stop you. It's not that way. That's not how generative AI works. What you just described is Google. Google goes around the web and searches for the picture and brings it back. Generative AI does not search and bring, it creates. It creates. It's not real. It's not real. I can actually, one of the slides I'll show you later, I was trying to get some pictures. All these pictures on the slides are all AI generated, you've seen so far. Correct. So one of the picture I asked, I'll show you one that looks very real, because when I saw the output, I was not happy. So I said, can you make this photo realistic, please? I'll show you the picture. The person's face there, it's like as if somebody took a photograph. But it is not searched and found from somewhere. It is generated. No, it's not. Search Google is a search engine, so it searches all images taken and uploaded in the world, and it brings it back to you. This doesn't. It creates. Where does it create from? It creates from its training data. What is its training data? Images, languages, etc. It's all broken down to ones and zeros. Computers only know these two things: binary, one and zero. So when you say the computer is trained on millions of words, you take and chuck the dictionary in there. It's learning all that, but not learning. LEARN spells learn. How is it in ones and zeros? It's putting that together. It's breaking down those. So the algorithms I showed you earlier, the Newton veins and the natural language processing, all those algorithms are the back of what's training it. So this distinction is very important. It's not a search engine. It gray line. Just a pause for you to think. I don't have the answer, but for you to think. If I'm paying for ChatGPT, and it generates an image for me, it's fine. Correct. So see, these are the discussions that are taking place now in this gray area, and eventually they'll take shape and take form and take legal form. Eventually. Mhm.
The same with my photos. If I take a photograph and I put it on and I make it up, but if I actually use AI functions to a level, then I'm obliged to say this is my photograph with AI induced editing.
I cannot say yes, that is exactly the standard now because these standards are developing at the moment. So right. In certain fields, they are okay. In education, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. So if I write a paper and I've used AI for brainstorming, I must state that. If I use an AI to help me reword sentences so that they are sounding, I must state that. In education, they have already pretty much like almost the standard has already almost been cast in stone. Not necessarily at this point. Still not necessarily. I mean, if there's a training association which comes up with that rule later and says, then it might get traction. But for education, I'm writing research papers because research has got an issue of plagiarism and etc. So yeah, so in education, it's still okay. We go back to our slide these for a while. Yeah, you all need break, no, right? No lah, no time for break. So this is important. Whatever you use AI for, you must be able to validate. The rule of thumb is simple. If you are unable to validate something, don't put it out there. Don't use it. Example. I was going to do a demonstration on video making using AI to a group of lecturers. So I wanted to video script on trigonometry. I told ChatGPT, I said, give me a 2-minute video script on trigonometry. So it wrote a nice, beautiful script. I looked at it. I have no idea to know whether this is correct or not. I don't know trigonometry. So I have no idea. So I cannot validate it. So I cannot now take that, make a video, and put a video out in YouTube for the world because it could be wrong. So I need to now take this script and get it because I cannot validate. I need to find somebody to validate it for me. Yeah, a subject matter expert. Yeah. In this case, for validating the veracity and accuracy of the content, I need a subject matter expert. A living and breathing subject matter expert with a pulse. Yeah. Because the rule of thumb here is I must validate the output. I must be able. So earlier I said I take from ChatGPT, put in Gemini, I do that. But that's not validation. That is just check and balance from each of them. Eventually, whatever output I'm taking from both, I need to be able to validate, okay, this is correct. That is the human validation that's important. Must be there. So if I'm unable to validate something, two options. One, don't use it. Two, get somebody who can. So this trigonometry thing, I had to ask the math lecturer, I think, can you just check this for me, is it correct or not? And they said, okay, then I go and make the video. Okay, validation, very, very important. In fact, at all the trainings I do, I tell people this, if you cannot remember anything from today, just remember this one thing, please, validate. Because otherwise your professional reputation is at stake. That one, once gone, you are gone. Yeah, so always validate. You know, in our case, the education sector is not so bad. You didn't validate something, you go and stand in front of students, you say the student says, sir, that one is not right, lah. ChatGPT are you? Yeah, that's all. Kantoi, that's the level of Kantoi. Okay, but yeah, in your training, when you're independent contractors, your reputation is worth its weight in gold, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. This is a sample of good prompt and a not so good prompt. Try the training session on teamwork. We could have done that with Fiza's idea just now. She said, write a training session on critical thinking. That would be a bad prompt. A better way to write it would be act as a trainer, draft a 30-minute session. Why? Because too vague. No audience. No format. Okay? Clear. Specific type. It's very clear. These are all the things that taking picture. I'll give you slide later. These things that are here are just basically all the things that we saw here. Be specific, provide structure. Right? That's what you see in the slides here. Better prompt. Okay, we're going to try. Everybody's going to try, whether you're on a free version, paid version, etc. We're all going to try now. Prepare 5 topics for new micro learning module in 30 minutes. Right? That's the prompt. Sorry? Yeah, I go to new chat first. What's the instruction? This one. You need to prepare 5 topics for a new micro learning module. No, no. That's my. I'm your boss. I give you instruction. Hey, prepare 5 topics for new micro learning module. 30 minutes. I want a boss already said already. Ah. So what you're doing now is this. You're writing the input prompt. Ask for 5 micro learning topics on time management. But time management is what I sample here lah. Your suka lah. Your suka. Any subject, your subject that's close to you lah. What are the things that you train most on? I don't have my camera. I should take picture. Everybody's working hard. Can I take picture? Everybody's working hard. As long as not hardly working. Try. Don't worry about making a mistake because there is always something called re-prompting. Yeah. One of the most common mistakes people make is you prompt one time and you take the result and you run with it. That is extremely dangerous. Even master prompters don't do that. You got something? Okay. You should always look through and then, because again, this is your assistant. Okay. You always want to just check. Okay. Sorry? Oh, okay. Ada lah. But it's in.
Yeah, because I asked it.
Right. Nice. Prepare 5. Show me the prompt again. Act as an expert trainer. Please prepare 5 minutes. Very good. So you can validate it, but you cannot read lah.
I can read.
No, not you. Must cannot read it. It came out in Chinese because she asked for it in Chinese. Very good. Go and see. Go and see. Very nice.
Oh. Because I have a Chinese audience too. Yes.
Oh, see, very okay.
Selling for beginners. Okay, good. Let's try reprompting this now. Yeah, let's try reprompting this. No need to open new chat, same chat. Reprompt it. But now you don't need to write the prompt all over again. No need to say act as a sales assistant because act as an expert. No need to say all that because you're in the same chat. It's already got that persona, right? So no need to say that again. But now let's try to do this. Ask it to make that lesson interactive and engaging. I saw all your prompts. None of you had these two words there. Interactive and engaging. Interactive and engaging. Interactive format is given. Hmm? Yeah. Actually. Since yeah, actually, that's very true. Recently, I was in Cambodia, and a Cambodian guy he wants his children to speak English. So we taught him how to use AI for that. So now he's every day he gives the kids 15 minutes or half an hour of phone time with AI alone. Okay, want to see how you can save a little bit more time on your AI. Mine, I'm using the ChatGPT app. The app. Okay, you can also download the app. It's free. Once you pay the 20 ringgit, $20, everything else is free. Download. Okay, I use the app, so I don't use the browser. But whether it's the app or the browser means you're on Chrome, lah. If you're in a browser, this is Safari, right? You're in Safari. You're accessing ChatGPT through Safari. So if you go to your app store and download the ChatGPT app, huh? Huh? So it's a desk. Phone also can. Phone also can. Phone also can. You download the app on the phone. App is better, like it doesn't share resources with your other browser tabs and all that. Okay, so whether you're on the browser or the phone, you see this little thing here. This is voice mode down there. So you can actually do all that you're doing, typing those prompts and all that by just doing this. I'm just not sure whether this is now going to work for me because my headset is connected to the phone over there. So I'm going to try. Hi, can you hear me? Yeah, can you help me as an expert trainer? I'm trying to create a learning module for a group of kindergarten teachers on how to manage anger in children. I think we'll start with a single session, more of a brief overview before we look at how we can take it into more depth. Okay, thank you. I'd like to try something now. can we run a role play, kind of like a simulation? Can you act as the angry child, and I will try to respond as a teacher calming influence? We'll role play this for 1 minute or so, and then you tell me where I can improve. Come here, little one. Let me see how I can help you. What exactly are you troubled with? Why do you say, boy, tell me, what would you like me to do to make this a little bit more exciting for you? Would you like me to dance? Okay, thank you. Simulation over. So these are things, especially for you guys as trainers. So I'm just going to end this first before it picks up other stuff. Okay. So now, if you look at this, your whole thing will also be here. Everything that we just spoke, everything that we just spoke is also here. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, this whole thing is there. Okay. Let me see how can I help you. What exactly you're troubled with? I can't tie my shoes. The shoes keep slipping. So you use this. Hmm. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Can. We are even showing trainee doctors how to use this to diagnose. So the ChatGPT AI comes in as a patient and says, "Hey, I'm having a pain in my shoulder." So now I'm the trainee doctor. I need to ask the correct question, right? So I ask the correct questioning skills, answer diagnostic, and then I send that whole chat to my lecturer, the doctor who's my lecturer. Here he looks at it and says, "Okay, here's where you can have improved your questioning." Huh? So it's like a record. Instead of having to wait for a real patient to come in, I simulate this with AI. Instead of waiting for a child to really get angry, I simulate this with AI. So how you want to use this, the limit, the possibilities are endless for you in your own fields, etc. Okay. I used it. I'll share shamelessly. I'll share that I was going to make a presentation to my CEO. I used it and said simulate a conversation, act as a CEO and ask CEO level questions, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Let's do this until I make you happy as a CEO. So we had the session for 30 minutes. The fellow was grilling me. And I had to really think he was grilling me worse than the actual CEO did the next day. He grilled me worse than the CEO did the next day. Maybe because I was already prepared, right? So very, very useful. I think the voice version works in the free version as well, right? I think it does. If it was in the free version, I think it does. But remember, the free version has got limitations. So one of the limitations is time. You run out of. So all these things work on something called tokens. At the back end, for every action that you're doing, certain tokens are used, right? So when you run out of tokens, whether that's 4 hours because you're only writing, or when you run out of tokens within half an hour because you're using more audio and etc. The moment you run out of tokens, it will tell you wait another 24 hours or 48 hours. So that can be free version. Dan potong scheme je. Yeah. That's the restrictions. Those are the restrictions with the free version. Yeah. So like later I'm going to show you one of the video making tools, right? Later. You see that? There we go. Speak of the devil. Just speak of the devil and you
Workshop, getting more details.
Dinesh, right? Dinesh, you know what you do next, right? You know what to do next, right? So when I talked about this with students, the student's response is, you know what to do next? The student is, of course, sir, I will use a different email address. Very good. But you've lost that continuity of that chat. You've lost that personalization of that chat with that email address. So what are you willing to sacrifice? I would just sacrifice the $20, love, but yeah, get on with it, you know. I mean, it used to work back in the day. You had different email addresses, but here, one of the key things is building that relationship with the AI tool. When you have multiple email addresses, oh, I'll show you. Hmm. Yeah, that's that's what I was going to tell Mark. When you said that your PowerPoint is ChatGPT's PowerPoint is bad, right? Don't worry. You make ChatGPT give you PowerPoint. You take the PowerPoint, you upload to Gamma, and Gamma gives you a build this as Gamma. Boleh. So the free one has got limitations, blah blah blah. We'll try it now, yeah. So let's go back to let's go back to the training module just now. So right, yeah, yeah, critical thinking, the critical thinking one. Okay. Create short 10 slide.
Where is this now?
ChatGPT. So what is happening here, guys? Just for information, with the paid version of ChatGPT, this is called a canvas. Now, the thing about canvas is it is now making something in the canvas, which means you can toggle it. Where's that fellow? Here. You can actually make it longer, not this one. There's another button, I think, because this resolution. There's another option here where you can make this. It even says change the level. Now it's school level. Change it to high school. Change it to university grade. The more sophisticated language, those kind of things. Correct. Correct. So this is the canvas view. So once we're out of the canvas view, then we say, okay, I want to make it down. I want to download it. Yep. So, Mas, this is what you're saying. The PowerPoint that ChatGPT makes is thorough. I agree. It doesn't even bother to put it in the 16:9 format. It gives you the old 1980s format. Ah. Yeah.
This one only paid version can download.
No. Download any version can.
You mean like free version?
Boleh. But the limit is basically that lah. When you run out of gas lah, then kena
Then, yeah, I'm trying to see here. Module 1, critical thinking. Okay, so this is now opening the slide that ChatGPT made lah. Memang, memang teruk lah. Memang this is like 1980s. The PowerPoint that ChatGPT made. I love I love the 80s. Yeah, are we good now? Can we go to Gamma now? Let me go to Gamma now and yeah, I'm trying to do that without. Okay, so this is Gamma. Okay, now. So Gamma, you go to the main home page, then you go to home. From home, you just say create new lah. See, the slide deck that you're seeing now is this, made here also. Same concept. I used ChatGPT to make the filler, put the filler inside here, keluar totally like makeover. Yeah, so we've got this now. Now you got options. You can actually create PowerPoint from just giving a prompt. Pun boleh. Or we can import the file because we already have the file now. Ma. ChatGPT gave us the file already, so we just import it lah. Okay, so I'm going to have to close it first so that I can import it. It's called Module 1 Critical Thinking. I just saved it on the desktop lah. So now it's asking me to import from upload a file. It's going to come up here. I don't know where it's. It's in my desktop. So yeah. Yeah? Is that okay? Okay, so it's uploading the file. No. Yeah. Canva doesn't work like Gamma where you just upload one PowerPoint and then the flow repair it. Canva, you use your PowerPoint as an inspiration, then you go in. But Canva has got AI also inside, but not upload a slide. You have to, you can use. You can go to Canva. Let me see what I have. Let's try it. Yeah, let's try from here. Let me try the upload. Let me try upload and see. So, it's uploading my PowerPoint as now the critical thinking for one. But after that, so it's basically just here white same like that. Then you have to do whatever you want to do with it lah. So let's say you want to put background, you can ask it to. It's going to be like this. Correct. You have other templates and all that lah for Canva. Yeah. So under this line here, you got different templates. You can add. So you're basically now using other templates. You want to create presentation. Okay. So your content is there. It doesn't upload and then change it like what Gamma did. It is not. It doesn't work that same way. It works a different way. So we need to tweak ourselves lah. Can. You can choose. Which one? Which one? Which one you like? You like the black one here?
This
You want black?
night. I take the cartoon one a bit.
Okay. Then it says apply all.
Okay, all the pages. Okay,
Or you
fine.
can choose.
You can choose whichever, just one page you want or whatever. Yeah, correct. But what? Yeah. So now what you will do? You have opened your ChatGPT PowerPoint. You copy and paste here, and done lah.
Now you have your
You not template. You have your PowerPoint just now from
ChatGPT tadi.
Yeah.
Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? This one?
Yeah, this one. But still copy paste.
Yeah.
Copy paste.
because Canva doesn't work like Gamma. It's not going to take your file and then convert it.
So now copy this.
So you copy this what you want from here. The other thing, the other thing all trainers must invest in is an external monitor. You must. Your laptop, you have another monitor so that you don't have to do things like copy here and then minimize this and then go to thing and then change this. You must invest. If you want to up your content development, it's not expensive. Come on. It's not cheap either, but it's not expensive. Okay. There you go. You just copy and paste like that. Now you have this. Okay. Back to theory. Very important. When you create all this, it's very important to not let the technology excite you too much. It always comes back to this.
The technology has this nasty habit of not sending you down a rabbit hole, but from down there dragging you down into the rabbit hole, which you'll never come out from. You start going, let's see what's happening here. You're already comparing Gamma, Canva. Don't chase tools. Don't chase tools because every other idiot's coming up with a tool a day. Every week you got new tools. Gamma is not the best PowerPoint slide making tool right now, but I'm sticking with it. Because if I start chasing tools, I'll be going from Gamma, oh, this week got something, Dectopus. Let's try this one. Next week, Octopus. Next week, November. It never ends. I found Gamma. It works. Start. That's it. Don't. Canva. If you found Canva, it works for you, stick. Don't get influenced by Arvind. Don't let Arvind influence you. Yeah. So remember, it's the technology is there to support you, Sajid. So the main thing is this: you have to write. You have to count this. Then you think about which medium. Because I haven't shown you video yet. Just now you're going I show you video. You might faint here. Okay, not yet. Theory first. Judo. Okay. Yeah. So we did this just now. We already did something like this use case. I had a few options of use cases like this. Like some of this, which you can try. We still have time, I think. Okay. You can try. I mean, later when I give you the slides, you can try. You try just doing this. We did this. We ran through this just now. Scenario generation, simulation. This is just now we did the simulation. Yeah. So you can try this. Sometimes we do training on procedures, process and procedure training you do, right? How exciting can that be? How exciting can that be? So if you have a process procedure thing, you try and put it into ChatGPT and say, convert that into engaging training ideas. See, the reason is because this fellow is trained on so much, he thinks faster. Split second he thinks and provides output. So even if you are still, some people are very conscious about, I don't want to use this because I don't want to be in a position where I'm standing in front of somebody and say, hey, ChatGPT. Some people like that, they're very conscious about that. They don't. I'm like, yeah, so I love it. I wrote a research paper called So What If It's Written by AI? Exactly. So if I can use AI to create
You've heard of UDL? UDL, Universal Design Learning. Simple question. How many of you, when you learn, you prefer it to be really quiet when you study stuff? How many of you, when you learn, when you study stuff, you need real loud head banging music? There you go. How many of you prefer to do your studying late at night? How many of you prefer to do your studying early in the morning? How many of you in a classroom setting, when you are learning something, or if you're in a training setting and the trainer is telling something, and the trainer with a question, before the trainer even finishes asking the question, you already got your hand up to answer. So I saw just now, everybody already answered. Okay. So all these are different learning styles and training styles, right? So UDL basically says you want to have different ways of reaching. When you present information, how do you present it in such a way that you reach every person? Right? When you engage people, how do you want give because some fellows might be just they know the answer but they don't answer you. They don't do why they don't want? Maybe because they don't know, maybe they know but they're shy, whatever reason. But when you use things like just now the forms to get people to interact anonymously, that so that's UDL also. And this thing is powerful enough to create those lessons or training flows very fast. Okay. This one is one of my favorite uses. After finished training, you got feedback. Take all the feedback, put PowerPoint, put PDF, upload in GPT, upload in GPT, upload in GPT. Okay, tell me what the people think. Analyze the feedback. PDF is the best. PDF is the best. Because Excel, when I download from forms, it's in Excel. Excel, the big rula, too many cells, too many this. So just put it in PDF. Sometimes I don't want to know all the numbers, scores. I just want to know the open-ended question, the feedback. Yeah. So exactly. So once the public gives you all the input, you can actually ask any questions as well. Okay. Let's look at video creation. Video creation got two parts. Because although ChatGPT now can create video, but the video that it creates is not what you and I need. What we are trying to create are training videos with instruction, with people saying something. ChatGPT's Sora. Have you heard of Sora? Sora. If you have the paid version, you'll find Sora is there. Sora is a Japanese word apparently for sky. The idea is you can sky is the limit kind of thing. Okay, so let's go to video creation. I need you to go back to your AI, whichever your AI using. You're okay now, bro. Okay, back okay this. Still blocked that. I mean, are you blocked still on ChatGPT? You go to Gemini lah. Okay, so okay already. Okay. Now you need to step. There's two parts to video making using AI. One is using your generative AI to create the script. The other is using an AI video making tool to create the video. Right, two parts. So let's do the script first. We're going to go back to AI here, and I'm going to ask it to now you can, but if you're in the same chat, we make the video about the same thing, it's up to you, no? Because if you go to a new chat now just for a video, what context is there? Do you have anything there? Guys, your call. There's no right or wrong here. If you go to a new chat, why I'm not going to a new chat now is, so right now I just want to make a video. If I go to a new chat, I will give the flow a lot of context. Here I already got context. He helped me to make so many things ready. I'm just going to continue with that. If you don't have so many things, then make a new video, make a new chat, it's fine. Okay. Create a script for a 2-minute. Yeah, we do this step by step first. Let's do this first. For 2-minute video on the slide deck Okay, this is very important what you're telling this fellow here. Rampa, thank you for all the above. Create a script for a 2-minute video on the slide deck contents above. Do not provide audio or visual cues. I want to tell this fellow because, like I said earlier, this fellow knows everything about everything. So he thinks he's some Steven Spielberg. If you don't give this instruction, the fellow will give you script with a lot of additional information. Background music must be like this, lighting, this kind of lighting, all that kind of information will give. So we say, don't want all that, just the narration text, please. Okay? Otherwise, I can type the same thing. You can type the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to enter so. Okay, so this is my see, I don't have that. We want just like this, the narration text. I mean, nothing wrong with it giving you scene 1, scene 2, but later when you copy and paste, then later you have to delete all that, you have to edit all that. So like this now, I got no issues. I just copy this and paste directly. That one very. Sorry? Because I was already in the same chat. So I just said create a 2-minute video script based on that. Okay. So now all you need to do now is copy, and then we go to step 2. Step 2 is basically we using this tool called InVideo. Yeah. Copy the whole text, Sonia, the narration text. Yeah, here. InVideo AI, that is the link. No. You have to go back to your, no. You need to go open a new tab here, browser. InVideo is a, okay. Let's not, so you finish your script, you got a script? Script is ready? Okay, now go back to your browser. Go back to your browser and open this thing called InVideo, search for InVideo AI. Sorry? Yeah, so go out of the, go to a browser. Yeah. That's a browser. La. Chrome is your browser. This is Edge. Okay, what is Edge? Yeah. What is Edge? Okay, open a new tab. InVideo, search for InVideo.ai. Yeah, AI.InVideo. Yeah, this.
Is this?
No, take out the free. Okay, yeah. This
This one.
one, yeah. Okay, is everybody here on? You need to create an account, but free. Just use Gmail and create an YouTube. Huh? You need to create. You need to create. You need to create a free account. Just create a free account. Yeah, just log in or sign up with Google. If you have not, correct. Just sign in or log in with Google and you're done. Yeah, it will now take some time because you have to set up your account. It'll ask you simple questions. What are you using this for? Where did you hear about us? How do you know about me? That kind of stupid questions, but it's fine. It's also trying to build your profile. Okay, so maybe if it's taking a lot of time, let's watch here what's happening first. Okay, so when you come here, our first thing we're going to do is this: create AI video. So you are in a page where there's a text box in the middle. Okay, that's where you will come. If you don't look at your screens now, let it do its registration. Okay, you are here. You've already copied. I've already copied my script. So here I'm just going to paste my script now. I copied the whole script. Welcome to module 1, foundations of critical thinking, blah, blah, blah. The whole script is there. Your script, even with the free version, your script can have up to 32,000 characters. But don't. Guys, what is the average attention span of people today? You all are very generous. 90 seconds. Go and see TikTok. What is the average TikTok video that's about the length? So if you make 5-minute videos, if you want to make 5-minute video, make 3 90-second videos. Okay? So now I've got my script in here. That's why I very deliberately even asked, when I asked for the script, I said 2 minutes. Especially in my office, we use a different tool. We use another tool called Pictory.ai for making videos. Pictory. I don't want to show you that because that one's free version is more frustrating. You can only make 3 videos. After that, they block you. InVideo is still one of the tools that allows you to make as many free videos as you want, but all go watermark. Obviously, yeah. You can remove the watermark anytime, but you must pay for it. Your professionalism. Lah. It shows that you are, for want of a better word, cheapskate. Okay, even if you. I love free stuff. I will try to find the free stuff, but depends where I'm speaking on this, who am I training. If I'm going to go and train Petronas, and all my stuff got watermark, made with gamma, free. Not your people's perception of you. Yeah, for like we make videos. The reason why we as a university paid for a video making tool, we make videos to put in our LMS. It's part of learning content. So that's open to public. Imagine some fellows parents say, "Wow, university, I'm paying so much fees, the buggers cannot even pay for a video tool." Right? Okay, so so script already here, we go to generate a video. Okay. So it's now what is the feature of an AI video making tool? It's basically doing the heavy lifting of matching your script text in your script to visuals. So it saves us time. Before we use video making tool, it used to take us our unit 3 days. Minimum to make one video. Minimum 3 days, 18 hours. Because you have to find the visuals, match it to the text, etc. But with this, we now make videos in 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, we produce. If we need to, videos can produce. Correct? In video is, I'm demoing in video because of this reason, because you can still continue using it for free, but with the watermark. Sorry? Okay. Can. No, but this one normally, okay. Now, part one is okay. Now it's going to ask me these questions. Okay, what do I want? Duration, 4 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm just going to say 2 minutes to cope. And then look and feel. How do I want it? Clean. Caesar, this is your area training. How do you want it? Clean. Clean, huh? Platform YouTube lah. Okay. Boleh, ah? Okay, done. And I'm going to click on continue. Okay, so now it is now going to prepare lah. This is the only part that takes a bit of time because it is doing all the heavy lifting now. It is going and searching, finding voices, etc. So with the paid version, you will be able to select different voices. No, not this one. This is the video maker. So if you want to make it like that Powtoon sketching, the thing sketching out like that, then you have to go to another tool. Done, Nadi. Okay, now yes, yep. You just go on to editing and download. Sorry, download. Okay, here you need to take this one stock watermark. You need to select this one normal. You have to select as a resolution target. Anything with the crown double lah. Then you can. Okay, Dinesh, are you at the download page? Sudah. Okay. Belum download lagi ke? No, I haven't downloaded the video. You're playing it as a preview. Per month. Yeah, if you pay yearly lah. So you have to pay 20 months, so you have to pay for the whole year lah. So you pay slightly more lah.
But worth it lah. Because to get it without the watermark, you make it professional.
Plus, what is the current thing you can there? Go down. 50 minutes, 80 hours. Okay lah. I mean, I think 100 videos already. $20. 20. If you want to just take monthly, then it's $25. If you take for the whole year, it's $20 a month. Okay. Then you have to take the monthly one lah. So the month you're paying for, you make many videos. That is your video generating month. Okay, guys, at this point is where you have to make certain life decisions lah. Because you want to download, right? So if you want to maintain download for free, you have to unselect anything with a crown. Anything with a crown, double A. So you take stock watermark, here you take branding normal, resolution, anyone can. But I'll normally go 720 lah. Okay? That's it. The moment you put crown, the flow will say requires an upgrade. Okay? So if you put stock watermark, then you can continue. So at this point, it's live decision. What do you want to do with your video? You want your video to go out with watermark, or you want it to go out without watermark? Sorry? Doesn't work on Safari, is it? Oh, okay. So done. My video is about to be ready. Personally, I feel that if you are actually if you are actually using these things for business, you should budget for it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, my video is ready. ChatGPT. Yeah, visuals. Yeah, if you pay, all those go away. Can, boleh. But now I download already, I cannot do anything. Before you download, just now you have an option to edit. You can add subtitle. When you have a paid version, at that edit point, you can edit the voice. There are like the tool that we use even allows me to upload my voice. Script lah, the script, yeah. Okay, so again, you can have the text appear down here as a script. Whatever they are saying, it will come down there. Yeah. So better lah. You want one like you want like you want transcript, is it? Your if you want transcript, you already have your script. Right? You already have your script. That is your transcript. Because it's basing all this on your script. Other but all done in the edit point lah. Right now I already download the video again, so tabule. Cannot edit now. I can go back to the working file and edit it. This is the usual time in the workshop that we lose everybody. Because everybody suddenly becomes Spielbergs and okay. We must finish this very important part first. This very important part, ethical and strategic considerations. Okay. Use AI as an enhancement. It's an agent, it's an assistant to help you advance. It is not a replacement. Like this. That's what I meant when I said you cannot get it to work and I go to Bahamas. I can. As long as I make sure it's working properly. Then I can let it work and go to Bahamas. Okay. This one, we tend to reduce our checking as time goes along. We become comfortable. And then somebody will catch something at the most embarrassing time. Right? So never slow down on watching for errors and bias, etc. Always check. Yeah. Correct, yeah. They are now, in the early days, 2023 and all that, they used to have all the hallucination issues. Now it's so much reduced. But hallucination is when the AI does not know how, it's a fill in the blank, right? So Mary had a little lamb. When it doesn't know what to fill in there, just to make you happy, it will fill in something. Mary had a dark toy. That happens a lot. Because you are its master. It wants to please the master, must give the master an answer something. Okay? So it will create something. That's not what you, that is definitely not what you want. Okay, so it used to, but today with all the improvements it's much lesser lah, but still let it fool you. The time when you are leaving, you suddenly somebody will say, "Hey, what is this thing in your slide? Huh? Why is okay, no some issues, right?" I think this is I think the second or third time you're seeing this word validate today. It's so important. You must validate all output. Okay, I think we are. Yeah. So if you want to start actually using AI as an assistant, follow this kind of a roadmap lah. Use it to outline a training. Use it to rewrite an old module that you have. That's a very good place to start. If you already have an old module, put it in there and say, "Hey, it's 2025. Can you make this with can you make this with the times a little bit?" Because it can help you to come up with examples, scenarios that are more relevant to 2025. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. And then you put in an old module that you have and just use it to create quizzes or whatever things. If you do, these are all just how to start lah, how to slowly start and then build integration slowly and move on. Guys, it's $20. You must maximize it.
Ask AI.
Yes. Yes.
What are some of the prompts? I have a question.
Can be. You're absolutely right. So you can even do something like this. Let's go back and go to new chat. That's my prompt. I want to create a story video, but I'm unsure of how to prompt. Please guide and assist. Now he's going to tell me about how to prompt. He's teaching me, and I'm sure he'll give me a sample prompt here. There you go. Okay, there you go. Sample prompt is here. Guys, don't even think about the 20 USD. The amount of value you get back from it, 20 USD is nothing. Totally. He's already using other next tab is 200 USD. Pro. Cancel lah. Okay, so before I wrap up with one more thing that I wanted to show you, I want you to tell me what was one thing that's a key takeaway for you. One. Just one. Use ChatGPT lah. Yes.
Marriage gives you get information and then use that information. Presentation.
Something other.
Benefit
Yeah. Mhm. That's like a marriage of convenience, right? But I try to avoid that because I try to do everything in ChatGPT. Only things you have sometimes you go out to InVideo because ChatGPT cannot do that. Gamma because ChatGPT can do PowerPoint, but it sucks. So we go out. But writing reports, even formatting reports, Writing, pretty much almost everything is done in ChatGPT itself. But having that ability to the marriage of convenience is good. Thanks, Dinesh.
ChatGPT as a person, and therefore not limiting. I am limiting what I think. Now with what I do, I can tell you
Hmm.
so much that
Yeah.
and the worst thing is, I actually said when I came to the level,
Hmm.
I actually the top and we prepare me for a meeting on the best way to open and then the thing will just
Yeah.
cannot even read out to you. So while I'm running
It's good for challenging you as well.
what my second is the role play. That's like doing reading.
Hmm. Hmm. That's one mindset that is so easy to get. That is our personal assistant. I don't do it for anything. It's like we're not going to go around the table. Just anybody if you want to. We're not doing this. We're not doing kindergarten style around the table. Good that you mentioned that was the last thing I wanted to share with you today. So note takers in AI world, I said ChatGPT is not. ChatGPT is an LLM. It's a large language model, right? It's not. But my team's meeting is being recorded. Every meeting that I go, or that I don't go, or that I go late, my AI note taker will be there. People get pissed off. Okay, you get pissed off as well. Um, it goes to meetings that I am that's on my calendar. So my Outlook calendar, my Google calendar, any meetings that are on even Zoom calendar, any meetings that you sync it to la Zoom. Mine I think Zoom tada. Zoom no Google and Outlook. So any meeting in my calendar on the dot. If the meeting is at 4 o'clock, 3:59, my AI will be standing there at the door knocking to enter. Okay. But whoever the host is has to give permission. Like the host said, nope, no. We like Star Wars, they said we don't serve your type here. Then cannot lah. The thing goes out, cannot. But it helps a lot because with the one I use is Read AI. It's called Read.ai. Yeah. Read READ. Yeah, .ai. It's a note taker for meeting. Otter is the other more common famous one. Otter.ai is the other one. Otter. Otter, the animal otter. OTTR, yeah. But Read is same. Otter and Read are same. I chose Read simply because Read had an education plan where I only pay 5 ringgit a month. I am a cheapskate at heart. It's 5 ringgit a month. And I thought, no big deal with that. 5 ringgit, fine. It's an education plan. So if anybody of you got access to an EDU email address, maximize it. You still got your AU email address. It links to my meetings on my calendar. So it goes in and it just sits and it does nothing. It just listens and records. Yeah, it'll be in like Teams, right? If you turn off your camera, it'll show your alphabet there. RN. So this one is RN, read note taker. Then in the chat, if whoever wants to check, it'll say that Jonathan's read AI note taker is in the meeting. That happened. That happened. I was in the meeting and then somebody asked, who is RN? I said, RN's a note taker. It's chill. It will record and then after that it does amazing stuff. It can give you a detailed transcript of the meeting, who said what. It can analyze how much engagement there was when you were speaking, how much each person was engaged. It can tell me when this fellow was speaking, how much I was engaged. When this fellow was speaking, how much I was engaged. It can give you that. It can even take summary insights of the meeting. It is extremely powerful. In fact, well, 5 ringgit a month I pay. I choose my battles because
has got that
Feature in it.
voice recording.
Okay, cool.
You want a detailed transcript or you want a key summary transcript? And then when we publish it, just send the transcript so we know what's but you read that part of the
Right. You can. A lot of, especially for meeting, we want because I cannot find anybody to take minutes for me. Who is going to take minutes for me nowadays? Everybody. I asked some of my colleagues to serve in a committee on logistics, also they don't want because it's beneath them. Who wants to take minutes these days? I mean, if you're in a formal setting and we have our university academic committee meeting, of course, there's a secretary who takes minutes. But if you're just having a team meeting, and I say, "Can you take minutes?" you get offended. Oh, you think I'm the secretary? Is it? You know, people. Okay. What happened to this one? Oh, why? Not sure finish it. Stop lagi. I still got some. I still got demo to do. I wanted to show you one more thing. Very serious. Oh yeah. Yeah.
because it's a record of what was said.
No, I'm just looking for my
Earpiece. Yeah, you also get to know. You never get to
So there's no Q&A lah because we have been asking questions throughout. But I need your help to give me some feedback. I think there's a feedback somewhere. Yeah, while you're doing that, I will prepare my last thing that I wanted to show you. Sorry, I need to just sorry. Let me just take this one away from here. Kita dari lecturing punya selalu ada delay. But technically we didn't start at 9:30, so it's fine. So yeah. Only there you go. That's why I want this. It's either three things lah. Either you must send me official invitation letter to come and do training, or there must be the paper signature, or there needs to be this. I prefer this is easier because it was very only last time I thought of it of using this as recording. Yeah, so everybody has scanned it. And if the questions in that feedback are bad, please also give me feedback because those questions are from my corporate training. If the questions in that feedback are bad, also let me know because those questions are from my university's corporate training division. That's the feedback from the day used. Format there. Oh yeah, okay. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to share with you is there is this new tool that you all have access to. Everybody's got a Gmail account? Okay. Have you heard of Notebook LM? You already closed your computer. If you have your computer open, just go to Notebook LM. Just type in Notebook LM in your browser. Okay. Now, what is the Notebook LM? Actually, on your like a phone boleh lah if you really want to. Notebook LM. Notebook LM. Now you know how ChatGPT works, right? ChatGPT is a large language model where you can put in some prompt and it's going to create a response from its large trained database. Notebook LM is known as a RAG chat.
RAG. What is a RAG chat? An RAG is a retrieval augmented generative chat. Meaning, no need to remember that, just remember it's a RAG chat. Meaning, if you look at the screen, meaning it is a chat, but it is based on content that I have given it. So I have created a chatbot called marketing is one of the modules that I teach. And I put in all the content based related to this module, which means that anytime a student needs any help, they can just come here. So they can, it's like a chat GPT. lah. You can ask any question, it will answer. Okay? So for example, create create a simple note on green washing. Okay? Greenwashing is a term in sustainable marketing. Okay? Greenwashing is a term used to describe when companies are done. Custom AI, custom chat, controlled environment. So if you're doing a training for a group, let's say in your use case, you're doing a training for this group, you can create, and the training is on this area. You can create this chatbot as a support. It's a chatbot. So when you share this chatbot with the team, you just share it, done. Okay, so let's say if the person, the trainee now wants to be pandai, like, I have some stupid question. Okay, so I ask a dumb question. How, not dumb, but not related. An airplane stay in the sky. Now, if you ask this question in ChatGPT, it will give you answer. Well, if you don't know, he'll make up some shit, then give you some answer. Okay, but this one, no. How does an airplane stay in the sky? You ask the question, it's going to tell you, sorry, it's not within my scope. Okay, mind Jojo. Therefore, I am unable to provide an answer to your question based on information. It is retrieval because it's not here. And the best part of this is you can actually add. Okay, sources. You can actually add sources from a lot of different type of places. Okay, you can add PDF. You can add Google Doc because it's from Google. PowerPoint tablet. PowerPoint you convert it to PDF first, then can go in. Website URL can. YouTube video can. If you got text that you copied, you paste can. Okay, and you're creating your own retrieval augmented chatbot. Now the killer about this is the moment you put in all those documents, it creates an audio podcast. It is now actually two people are talking to each other like a podcast. Yeah, I don't know. How to make it louder, bully? Get out, turn it off. Huh? No, laptop control already. It's the maximum. Couple of done. Actually, we go off block. It is actually now having a podcast. Two people are talking about all this content. Okay. Now, this is really good for adults because you can create this podcast and give them that, and say you listen to this for preparation for tomorrow's session. Okay. But now the other thing is this. I must show you this. It comes with an interactive mode. Okay, the interactive mode works like this. While those two fellows are talking in their podcast, I can muscle and ask a question. And they will pause what they are talking and they will answer me before continuing. Correct. So see, it's happening. It's loading something here, I think. Yeah. That was strange. Hmm?
The sources that you source documents on,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be confident with the
Of course. Of course. Anything that you're putting here, this is still AI words. If you're not confident, don't put. I am 100% confident because this module that I teach this module. So these are all related documents. Like this is the report from what we today we talk about ESD, SDG, ESG, all that. This report was the starting point of it in 1986. It's not. It's other people's report. This is public domain document. Hmm. Yeah, betul.
But what if, let's say, this document provides you a different model from this,
Good, very good. Then you will see that people. Okay, so the main purpose of this is not to create the podcast. The main purpose of this is you're creating a chat. So a student or your trainee now can go in and ask any question and say, are there any conflicting theories related to sustainability? Okay. So now after look, because maybe you got some that's what I asked, right? This is some different conflicting like that. It's going to search through all this. It's going to go. Yes, the sources and our conflict. Here are some cases. So it gives you the source. This one is from where? Which document? Okay. This one is from which document? Okay. Notebook LM is entirely free, if you have a Gmail account. If you have a Google Gmail, sorry, if you have a Gmail account, Notebook LM is totally free. Yeah, you can pay for it also because like earlier I said, right, you can pay for Gemini, the 90 ringgit a month, Gemini AI. So then Notebook LM also becomes plus. But Notebook LM you really don't need plus because the only difference with plus is with the free one, you can put up to 50 sources here. That's lah. With the paid one, you can put 300. Yeah, so you can share. Yeah. Can. You can actually share with them either the full notebook or just the chat only. So if you share only chat, then what your trainees will have is only this part here. They can only type in, they won't see any other side. They type in, they get answer, but it's coming from here. If you want to share the podcast with them, then you just download the podcast as an MP4. MP3, sorry. You just download the podcast as an MP3. Okay? This one line filter, you just download as an MP3. Yeah, it's not coming, it's not happening, so I don't know. I'm trying to, but it's not happening. I want to demonstrate that, but it's not happening. But you can imagine that, the two fellows are talking, and then you come in like a hero ask question, they will stop, they will address you. They will say, that's an excellent question, Jonathan. And they'll address you, answer, okay, then we'll continue back again. I signed in, ma. I'm signed in. Whatever it is, they may be podcast hosts, but they are my servant. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we can show it now. Yeah, I'm going to play the audio. Okay, them, huh? Okay. Now I'm going to interrupt them. Hey, hi, Jonathan here. Do you think this greenwashing thing is bullshit or is there any real truth to it? I'll try again.
No, he did say that.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you again, Jonathan here again. I didn't get your answer to my earlier question. Do you think this greenwash? But you heard it? You heard it? It stopped and it addressed me. And... Yeah, so, but when you download the podcast as an MP3 and share it, people, this feature cannot lah. Obviously cannot lah.
How long is a podcast?
No, the length of the podcast depends on how much of stuff you put in here. This one is 21 minutes because it's got about, I don't know how many items I put. I put a damn lot of, I put 20 sources here. Currently, the podcast, you cannot really determine the length or you cannot determine the speakers. It's the same two fellows only. The same guy and the same girl. So if you make 20 podcasts, it's the same fellows. Okay. But it's different ways to learn, different ways to train, etc. The join. You play interactive mode first.
Interact.
Interactive mode. Then you play the triangle, play the button. Then whenever you want to join, you join. Okay. Any questions? Last questions before lunch is served? Okay. Welcome. Thank you. Sure.
Okay. Let me answer.